This is Trusted Renovations. Over 25 projects, over 25 top companies in their field, all working toward one goal, to turn a dated 1970s ranch house into the dream home for one couple and their family. Here's just one of the companies who took on this amazing challenge.
Here's our friend and partner Nathan Salisbury with ARAC Roof It Forward to explain just how dangerous unresolved damage can be. Nathan?
Gina, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
We'll say that we had just a little bit of damage here at this property.
Just a little bit, I saw it.
Oh, you have no idea. Let's take a look.
Oh my.
Not good?
No, not at all.
When we came out to the house, we were really surprised at the amount of rot there was. At first, it only seemed like it was just on the underside of the awning. But once we got a look underneath, we found the real problem. The rot had set into the support beams holding up the roof. In the process of us tearing out a lot of this rotted wood and the soffitting here, found out that the actual header and the structural support beam here is rotted out, and that this entire roof on the back porch here is actually shifted down. This was a problem that was unforeseen, and now we're going to have to go in and take care of it. Yeah, it was literally just sitting on top of that. So. The first thing we had to do is see how bad it really was. So what is our solution to this here, Cosmo?
We need to take the rest of the ceiling out. In order to do it right, we need to take the rest of the ceiling out.
Okay. After talking with Cosmo, we realized the damage was probably coming from the roof. So we knew we would have to replace the whole ceiling to make sure it was safe. They've actually tied these two together and they've just pieced them together, and as you can see, they're just rotting all the way across because of the leaks in the roof. They're coming down and leaking on these actual 2x6s. Right here, so that's good. Yeah.
And when Jennifer showed up, it was time to tell her the news.
Whew. Cosmo, with all these issues, I don't know if I'm ready to see Jennifer or not.
Well, I'm going back to work.
Oh no, here she comes. Hey Jennifer, how are you?
How are you?
Doing good. It's nice to finally meet you. I know we just spoke briefly on the phone, but so got some wonderful news for you.
Oh, good.
A few issues I want to show you in your back that we weren't expecting, so let's go take a look, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All the leaves and the mess everywhere.
So let's stop right here and take a look real quick. As you can see, things look a little different than the last time I'm sure you saw the property. Okay, so as we have got into, the first thing we started to do is we just got in here. You remember that rot that was right underneath here? Well, what we did is we started to pull that out. And as we started to pull it out, really started to get into seeing some rotted issues worse than what we were expecting.
It looks like some of the cross beams are rotten too.
Yes, ma'am, and that's one of the other things I'd like to show you. No, there's so much more.
Oh dear.
All right, Jennifer, so as you see, we got in here and we started to open this up. Before we took the gutters off, we couldn't really see, and you had your softening up there. Thought we just had a little bit of softening rot, but then we noticed that the entire porch was actually slanted, was not level. And we were wondering why that was. So as we started to tear all of this off, you can now see structurally this was not sound, nor was it built to code. As you can see here, they actually just had this resting on top of this, so this was not even actually attached to anything.
No.
So literally, as you see the rot that's here, these 2x6s used to come all the way down to this one.
Oh my goodness.
So as you can see that gap, they had just put a piece of softening up here and just set it on top of the brick.
And that's why it was dropping.
Yeah, though, I mean, there was no structure in it, and it looked like it rotted. So we're gonna have to come in here with a 3-ply LVL, which is just a laminated veneer lumber they take in 3 pieces. We're basically gonna build a king stud that's gonna go in here that's designed to hold this amount of weight. But this being that it was pulled up, you did have what they called a crow's foot right here. It's a type of miter with a gutter. That's generally not the best type of miter. Sometimes it's even better not to even put a gutter there because it restricts the water flow because there's no even flow and the pitch is not right. So the water just dumped over into your softening fascia.
And that's what caused all the rot.
That's part of what caused the rot. The other part would be the roof. You got a lot of softening fascia work to do here, but we're going to get you taken care of.
But you don't think it's anywhere else, and you don't think there's termite damage anywhere else?
No, ma'am. I do not believe so.
And this, where this roof is dipping a little bit here, you don't think that's a possible as well?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Wow, I would have just patched it up and painted it.
We returned to the Trusted Renovations house the next morning, ready to finish the soffits and take down the gutters. We weren't sure how deep the wood rot was, but we had our suspicions.
Okay guys, we already had one surprise. So what we're going to do is we're going to transition over to the left side of the porch here, and we're going to go ahead and get the gutters torn off so that we can see the other issues that are behind the gutters and the fascia board. We got to really get all that rot out, as well as really give us that other view into that porch that's actually structurally sagging. What you're seeing here is all the dirt and grime left behind from the gutters. These kind of gutters are not going to protect the fascia boards on your home 100%. And here you can see the crow's foot I mentioned to Jennifer. Water pulls up here when leaves block the normal flow. Once we had the gutters down, we could get to the real work, replacing the boards under the awning. The old boards had begun to rot and mildew. They could have fallen through at any time. Replacing these boards was honestly the safest thing to do here. Sure, it's not a guarantee that it would have broken through at any time soon, but eventually this kind of damage will lead to a major headache in the future.
The original quote ARAC Roof It Forward gave to repair the breezeway was about $2,700. Once they got in there, however, and saw all the damage, it turned into a much bigger job. That's okay if the company you're dealing with warns you ahead of time that the actual final price might not reveal itself until they can see the hidden areas of the job. So with all that extra work, adding support to the pillars, replacing, sanding, and staining the fascia, and replacing the longer than normal soffits, the actual cost ended up being $5,126.
So Nathan, you guys did quite a bit of repair here. Tell us a little bit about what ARAC Roof It Forward does. Is it just roofing?
No, we actually do several different trades in the industry. We are a full construction company. We could build a house from the ground up. However, we specialize in insurance restoration, roofs, gutters, interior and exterior painting, siding, windows, along those lines.
Okay, fantastic. So in ARAC Roof It Forward, tell us a little bit about the Roof It Forward part.
Well, the Roof It Forward is an actual program that we put together basically in the last 2 years. It's really part of us, of who we are. It's our core. It's part of our values. We are a Christian-based organization, and we wear our heart on our sleeves. And so for us, we love to give back and help our surrounding community. So actually, in this market here, we actually partner with Camp Sunshine.
Okay.
But in several different markets, we partner with childhood organizations to help out with childhood cancer.
Okay.
So it's really a big part of who we are and what we're about.
Nathan, thank you so much for being a part of this project and these wonderful renovations you've done for Jennifer's home. I know she's going to enjoy them for many years to come. Thanks for being a trusted partner and being a part of our project.